We had separation and divorce. We had the CETA for women reentering the workforce. We had domestic violence. And then, as you know, later, we added on the services for women with addictions.
People hate drug addicts. They hate alcoholics. And that in itself prevents progress. It prevents people from actually getting help.
Boy, if there's ever an issue in Philadelphia that's worth pursuing, and I mean, San Francisco, my God, everywhere, that's certainly it. And I remember, this is making me think that Oasis did exist while I was on the board. I remember lots of talk about how bad, not lots, but some, the addiction services in Philadelphia were for women at the time. That you would enter a program, you know, that was mostly men, and you would be harassed by the men. And, you know, it wasn't, not only was it not geared towards women's issues, but it wasn't even geared towards making it a safe space for women. And that was just all there was. And so that it's probably different now. But that was just, it was this kind of genius stroke, you know?
OASIS stood for Outreach, Assessment, and Substance Independent Services. It was funded with a substantial amount of money, and we hired Julie Cantagnas, Maria Jarvis, Sue Melita, and Ernestine Anderson. And they led this program. And primarily what happened was that the outreach and substance independent service was about going out into the community and providing information sessions and discussion groups and trying to help women make the connection. And I think it was through that the DV and the substance abuse overlapped, because that's what they started to see.
Hi, I'm Britna Leto. I am one of the recovery counselors at Women in Transition. I was hired in December of 2013.
Okay. And what was WIT like at that time? If you can, like, sort of paint a picture for the record here. It's 2013. It's your, you know, first week at the job. What do things look like?
It was hands down the coolest place I'd ever worked in my life. Just like a group of really, can I swear? Like a bad group, like bad bees, you know? All different ages, all different life experiences, all different ethnicities, just so different. But one really core similarity was just like we all lived to help others, and we loved it. And it was just an incredible environment. It was really cool.
That went on like that until 1991, when funding was reduced drastically. So we dropped the name OASIS per se, and really began doing in-office work of substance use screening and assessment. And that just continued to evolve.
My memory is that Hattie Kalish, she was on our board of directors, was also on the board of Eagleville. And I think they were looking for some programs for women, recognizing that our experiences of addiction is different. And so we applied. It was a good source of funding for that project and received it. I think one of the important things to notice is that all of the other programs grew up organically within the organization. One thing led to another. Oh, well, if you're going to be divorced, you're going to need to go back into the workforce. Where are your skills? You know, hotline and all of this. And this one was put on the top down. And we did not have the experience for it. We didn't have the perspective. I could write a good proposal and get us funded. But that's different than having the consciousness raising that we had for the other programs. So we had training, a lot of training on addictions, and especially around women. I took a workshop on it so that we could get more attuned to the needs and the differences. And then the women who came in, who were hired for the program, they had no particular sensibility about separation, divorce, and domestic violence in the feminist way that we did, because they were coming at it from the addictions perspective.
Mm.
So that was one of the hardest programs to integrate.
Mm.
To tell you that a lot of places, a lot of people were really very hostile towards us because we focused on women, because we were feminists, because we did empowerment and harm reduction and all that other stuff. We didn't march to the drum of the 12-step program.
It's like a transformation model, which is really was adapted about 15, 20 years ago. And that's just it's basically, we know that there's no one size fits all model for recovery. And so it's meeting the person where they're at in every way. It's harm reduction, and it's making sure that the client is in control of their decisions and their path. It's your own individual path, and we want to just support that.
Most women that came to us for substance abuse issues, their ID issue was SA. It would be revealed that they were survivors of trauma.
So my clients have never abused a substance in their life. Their partners are the ones that have the substance abuse issues. Mm-hmm. So I have always had the DV work, the domestic violence work, and intimate partner violence work has always been there. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just like processing, why did my partner get so mean when they took this drug or when they drank?
To see the power of change and the power of personal recovery, it's just unbelievable. And that is the most rewarding thing to me.